to never get cheated on again. Now, I gotta warn you, this is gonna be a little bit longer of a video. So if you have the attention span of a goldfish, I'm sure somebody in the comment section has already gratefully summarized the video. But you need to watch out for these signs, because I do not want you having a relationship where you're going to get absolutely heartbreaking. So let's go over the signs that a guy is highly likely to cheat. Actually, you can expand this. Men or women, this both falls in the same category. But the first sign is if they spend a lot of time looking at spicy content. If they're constantly liking other people's photos on social media with their shirts off, bikinis, all that kind of stuff, that is highly indicative of somebody that is seeking external validation. Because those likes, they're not innocent. He doesn't just like everything. Those likes are an indication of how he feels inside. Sign number 2 is if you are dating outside your league. Now, we have to have a bit of self-awareness here. If the star of the football team starts dating us, or we have never attracted that kind of attention in our life, we have to be a little bit honest. Does this seem way out of our league? We have to be honest. Sign number 3 is they have a lot of past partners. Now, I'm not saying they've been in a bunch of relationships, but a bunch of past flings. Now, it's kind of funny. A lot of this knowledge is the same things our boomer parents, our grandparents would have told us. But if somebody is constantly in and out of relationships, they're highly likely to have a little bit higher on the Narcissism scale. And it doesn't just go away when you get in a relationship. Yes, people can change, but their past behavior is actually indicative of what they're likely to do. Sign number 4 is they have a twisted personality. They are constantly kind of morphing their personality. You see that they're very mean to service staff. People that have these kind of like narcissistic tendencies are highly likely to cheat because they do not value other people's emotions as much. They're kind of out to get what's good for them, and these people are very difficult to get into a relationship. Sign number 5, this one hurts. If their parents cheated. Now, cheating is hereditary. It's not 100% of the time, but if their father cheated, if their mother cheated, they are highly likely to cheat themselves. There is like a bit of a cheating gene that can get passed down. Sign number 6, if their friends are very promiscuous. It's kind of the classic thing, birds of a feather flock together. So if their friends are constantly in nightclubs, constantly partying, is it possible that they're the one outlier in their friend group? Yes. But is it likely? Ooh, baby, no, it's not. Sign number 7 is if they've cheated before. You know, the classic, once a cheater, always a cheater. It's not always true, but it is an indication of how they view cheating. And if they've done it in the past, they're more likely to do it again based off of the research. So if you already have a partner, maybe you recognize some of these signs. But things that you can do to prevent cheating, if you don't see any of these signs, is be loyal to yourself. Loyal people tend to attract other loyal people. And now you might say, oh, but I've been cheated on in the past. But people that have been cheated on in the past are likely to attract partners that cheat on them in the future because they're kind of interested in the people that give their nervous system and their attachment system a little bit of spikes. Sometimes the most boring people actually are the people that don't cheat, right? So do a little internal dialogue. Write down, look at all your past relationships. If you've been cheated on the past 3 relationships, you're like, am I attracted to cheaters? It's something to work on. Number 2 is to stay physically attractive. I think in the case of all relationships, people do tend to like go sweatpants mode. But if you find yourself really letting yourself go, that is a sign to be like, all right, time to get back on the gym, time to get back on the skincare routine, time to be my best self again, because you want to remain attractive for your partner. And this is not just physically attractive. This is energetically attractive. Are you constantly complaining about your job? Are you reading books? Are you on the come up? Because let's imagine you have 2 people, right? And one is improving significantly, the other even just flatlining. Those people start to be in very different places, and they look and they say, oh, my partner's not really growing with me. They're not really keeping up with the pace, right? Number 3, when you're already in a relationship, is to keep things fun in the intimate parts, right? You can spice things up. Yes, it's not going to be as fiery as it once was, but you need to make an active measure. You're like, hey, have we been intimate in the past week? Okay, we might need to change this. And it may sound very unsexy, but it's like, okay, can we set a KPI to be like, we're going to be intimate at least once a week. Don't be so busy with your job that you cannot do these kinds of things, because that's when people start looking externally for validation because they no longer feel attracted in the relationship. And number 4 is to avoid long distance relationships, because there is a significant amount of time spent away from the relationship. And yes, a little bit of time away from the relationship can regrow emotions. Like, you can't at once be like completely fixed to your partner, but you can also not be away from them all the time. Yes, it can work, but it is highly likely that people do step out of the relationship because there's more opportunities to do so.